So if you know anything about me, you know that one of my favorite genres of video games to play, it is going to be fighting games. As you guys know, I love using fight sticks, fight pads, but one thing I've never ever personally utilized was a leverless fight sticks, you know, like the hitboxes and all that have come around within the last decade. Now, I've been eyeing out this, which is the Victrix Pro KO, for a while because I want to learn how to use it and I want to review one. But the thing is, there's so many options on the you know, out there to pick from, but I was kind of like, not all of them look that great until I saw this. Like I said, I was eyeing it for a bit, the build quality, because as you guys know, I love Victrix's build quality. I'm like, man, I gotta get this. And before I can even go and reach out and purchase it, Victrix hit me up and say, hey, would you like to review it? And I'm like, yo, say less, send it on over. So shout out to Victrix for sending me the Victrix Pro KO leverless fight stick. It's really one of my favorite devices out there. And if you want to pick one up, links will be down in the description. But we're gonna go over what makes this so special and should you pick it up? And is it, like everything else from Victrix, the king of what they do? Let's talk about it. High-level competition isn't only confined to professional esports alone. For many years, local arcades have showcased some of the fiercest player versus player skirmishes. Although fighting titles thrive in living rooms, only dedicated fight sticks recreate the pure arcade ambience, which is the era that I grew up in. Hey, I first started playing fighting games back in 1991 with original Street Fighter II, The World Warrior, and then went on to play Fatal Fury, the king of fighters, and the rest is just history. I've been an OG when it comes to fighting games, and while I'm not someone who plays professionally, I can tell you what's a good pad, what's a good fight stick. So there's my credibility there. If you don't believe me, hey, go believe whatever the hell you want to believe. But I'm just letting you know my background with fighting games and arcade sticks and such. Leverless setups have surfaced as a top choice for mastering Tekken or Street Fighter, and also with Virtua Fighter, since that's now back. Turtle Beach's Victrix Pro KO removes the joystick entirely, replacing it with buttons that deliver far more precise strikes. Similar to a hitbox, the Victrix Pro KO leverless pad cuts reaction times by milliseconds. Its slim shape also makes altering button setups and switches simple. Versions exist for Xbox and PlayStation, which I'm currently reviewing the PlayStation model because, hey, that's pretty much the most played platform outside of PC when it comes to fighting games. So no offense to Xbox, but I gotta keep a buck a buck. Each of these is using the Cherry MX Speed Silver switches. Testing proved that the leverless layout is only one of its perks. Now let's cover the pros and cons of the Victrix Pro KO. Now, its slim and exceptionally travel-friendly profile. It's also got a robust yet simple hardware adjustments. It's got responsive keys enabling speedy inputs without errors. It also has a solid and robust construction along with control bar icons that can remain quite difficult to identify. That's a con. And it's also got smooth keycaps that for many could feel either on point or can feel too slippery. Hey, that's up to you. I don't know how you like to press and touch and stroke your buttons, but whatever works for you, it works for you. I'm not judging you, but for me, I think it's fine. I can see people having some issues with it, but ultimately, I think it's fine. Now, I've seen competition out there such as Razer's Kitsune leverless stick, which are going to be pretty much the direct comparison to this. The Victrix Pro KO's ultra-thin design is truly startling. At its thickest, the Victrix pad measures just 0.80 inches, while the Kitsune peaks at 0.75 inches. This slight extra height on the Pro KO creates a noticeably deeper ergonomic angle for the wrists. The Victrix Pro KO outweighs its Razer counterpart at 2.7 pounds, which is a full pound heavier than the Kitsune, yet it remains very simple to transport thanks to a removable, nearly 10-foot USB-C cable and matching sleeve. A smart slider located just beneath the fight stick unlatches the protective hatch over the cord for quick retrieval. Those accustomed to hitbox devices will recognize the Victrix Pro KO's 12-button scheme immediately. Yet Turtle Beach added 4 extra slots for rearranging or adding inputs. On the PlayStation model, a PlayStation button and touchpad sits in the upper left corner. Adjacent controls include options for modifying RGB effects and brightness. Additionally, gamers may tweak headset volume and microphone levels, while the function key manages remapping or toggling various SOCD cleaning modules. L3 and R3 rests on the far side, ensuring every traditional PlayStation function is still included in the full set of controls. Now, rather than encircling its perimeter with RGB effects like the Kitsune, the Victrix Pro KO illuminates crucial buttons directly. This approach simplifies fighting inputs in dim conditions, though the top control row remains dark. Worse yet is the small black icons can truly be hard to read unless viewed obliquely. Thankfully, multiple lighting presets are available and users can modify color settings through the Victrix Control Hub app, selecting patterns or adjusting brightness to suit preferences. The Victrix Pro KO boasts impressive craftsmanship, allowing gamers to pound its Cherry MX Speed Silver. Hey, take it how you will. I ain't judging nobody for how you press your buttons. Just don't press my buttons. With absolute confidence and during extended sessions. The Victrix Pro KO isn't the first leverless stick to promote user customization. Still, removing or adding buttons and swapping switches has never felt simpler. 4 sliders along the underside let hobbyists attach the aluminum cover with ease. Inside rest the switch pullers and spare switches, neatly stored in these separate compartments. The transparent light rings, button caps, and switches all come out easily, then snap back together without hassle. Since not every player uses the same format, the extra button sockets grant freedom to experiment with layouts. Firstly, many PC titles present Xbox prompts, complicating the transition to a leverless controller. This labeling discrepancy can confuse newcomers trying to memorize button positions. Although patches exist for well-known games, hardcore PC players may gravitate toward the Xbox edition of the Victrix Pro KO. The Victrix Pro KO is honestly my first experience with a leverless fight stick, like I said at the beginning of this video. Now, adapting, again, it took a lot of effort. And I'm not going to say I picked this up within the week of trying it. No, this pretty much took me 3 weeks to get slightly comfortable. I'm not completely versed on all of my inputs, transitioning over from, using a stick or to using a pad to the KO. I'm getting there. Just letting you guys know I am getting there, but it's taking some time. But I'm actually preferring this to using the stick. We'll see how long that lasts though. Besides memorizing button placement, it's crucial to settle on ergonomic hand positions. If fingers aren't near each command, a leverless pad's benefits diminish. The Pro KO's buttons sit relatively high, prompting players to brace the device closer to their torso. This arrangement ensures swift movement between essential inputs. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that you can simply move the slider on the stick's left side to toggle between PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC, and this switch occurs instantly. Additional features include a headphone port equipped with integrated cable routing for wired PlayStation headsets, plus some very neat organized compartments to keep everything untangled. The 10-foot USB-C cord still suffices, although owners of a much bigger television may need an extension cable just to be safe. And wrapping everything up, the Victrix Pro KO eases the shift into leverless play. Its broad customization options helps players lock in a truly personalized layout. Cross-platform button mapping streamlines combo execution, ensuring smoother gameplay, and thanks to 3 and 5-pin switch compatibility, the stick gains a distinct advantage over its primary rival, the Razer Kitsune, accommodating a truly wide array of user preferences. Now, I'll be honest, there are going to be a lot of players that are not going to alter any of their hardware for the Pro KO, yet the stock Cherry MX Speed Silver switches remain impressive. Admittedly, low-profile keys could have complemented the pad's slender design. Nevertheless though, the Victrix Pro KO's taller controls are easier to find and they greatly reduce the chance of inadvertent presses. And that's a review for the Victrix Pro KO leverless fight stick. Again, thank you to Victrix for sending this over to me. And if you want to pick one up, links will be in the description down below. But what are your guys' thoughts? What's your favorite leverless fight stick? Or do you prefer a traditional lever fight stick? Or are you more of someone who likes fight pads? Whatever your thoughts are, let's get the conversation going in the comment section down below. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay safe, be blessed, have aloha, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out, and a hui hou.